It sounds like Mikayla is starting another new year off in some major drama because one of her fellow creators came out yesterday to expose her for allegedly making him lose $10,000. It's a mess, so let's get into it. You know, I was starting to think maybe Mikayla was going to make it through the first month of the year without any major drama. Last year we had Lashgate, but it looks like this year we may be getting fake Tangate. This is going to be a long story with a lot of receipts, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, starting all the way back in October. Back in October, Mikayla had done what I feel like is an undisclosed sponsored post with Bondi Sands for their new Techno Color line. This new line was a way to get a more customized tan with a formula that's made for different skin tones. So instead of having the usual like medium, dark, or very dark option that most fake tan brands have, they released shades that sounded more like foundation or concealer matches, like a cool tone tan, olive tone, deep tone, and so on. Bondi Sands also claimed to be the first brand in this industry to offer a tan like this. That's where this whole problem starts, because there's a creator named Matthew Stevens who claims they weren't the first ones to come out with something like this. He actually has his own line of self-tanner that was starting to blow up on TikTok, where you could get a tan that was suited for your specific eye color, hair color, and your skin tone.
A few months ago, a multi-million-dollar company tried to rip off my small business idea. I own Illusion Bronze. Illusion Bronze is the only custom self-tanner that's mixed for each individual client based off of your eye color, hair color, and skin tone. Now, I was lucky enough to have a viral video about my product line in February, which took off and clearly caught the attention of this multi-million-dollar brand because they saw this concept and they had their own new line of 4 shades coming out, and they tried to basically put a quiz with my concept on their website saying, just select your eye color, hair color, skin tone, and we'll have the perfect match for you. But the difference between what they're doing with their 4 colors and what I'm doing is I have 125 different color combination that's actually custom for each individual client.
Now, Matthew claims Bondi Sands was reaching out to creators who had originally promoted his tan and actually made it go viral, and they were getting them to promote their tan, which was the same concept, while claiming they were the first to do it. In the caption of one video that we're gonna get to in a minute, Matthew wrote, "A multi-million-dollar beauty brand has attempted to copy my concept and paid influencers who organically went viral for reviewing my self-tanner to push theirs instead." Obviously, that's a really horrible situation to be in, and I feel like this is something that we've been seeing a lot. A smaller creator will come up with something really original, and then a big, powerful brand will turn around and make the same thing, pretty much squashing the smaller brand. It's a really bad situation to be in, and Matthew was asking for help. He put a call out to Mikayla, knowing the power that she has in the TikTok beauty space, and he asked her if he could send her a bottle, and if she liked it, if she could do a review.
Not only did they put this quiz on their website copying my concept, but there were a few videos that went viral that were review videos of my product line. So they then went after the girls whose videos went viral and hired them as brand ambassadors for their own brand, which is something that obviously I clearly could never afford. All of that to say, I've been feeling a little bit discouraged, not knowing what my next step should be. And then I was thinking, who's the most important person in the beauty space? And of course, that's Mikayla. So my dream manifestation right now would be to send Mikayla her own custom bottle of Illusion Bronze for her to review. So if there's any way you guys could help me make that happen, please tag Mikayla below. It would obviously be life-changing. I mean, it would be life-changing if she liked it, obviously.
When people saw his story, fans of Mikayla started tagging her in his video, asking her to review it. Well, a few days later, Mikayla came out with what seemed to be maybe an undisclosed sponsored video for the tan company that allegedly ripped off Matthew, promoting the exact line that he was talking about.
Honestly, I can't tell you the last time I used self-tanner, but I have an event to go to tomorrow, and I have always wanted to try this one from Bondi Sands. It's a 1-hour express formula. I don't like the tanners that you have to sit in them for 8 hours or sleep in them overnight for 8 hours. I can't do that. So I love a 1-hour express.
And all the comments under this video were from people who were so upset with Mikayla for reviewing Bondi Sands, saying that she should have reviewed Matt's Illusion Bronze Tan. People want to support small businesses, and we always see them come together whenever there's a story of a bigger brand taking an idea from a smaller brand, and many viewers felt like Mikayla was reviewing the wrong tan. Eventually, Matthew saw Mikayla's video, and he ended up calling Mikayla out because he was really upset that she would promote them days after he shared his story and asked if he could send her some product to review.
As you can see, Mikayla posted this video 6 hours ago. Well, 4 days ago, as you see below, I posted a video directed at Mikayla that has 80 comments tagging Mikayla in them. In the video, I explained to Mikayla that I'm a small business owner who a multi-million-dollar brand has tried to knock off my business. So my intention of making this video and telling Mikayla about it was because I know her platform, I know her power here, I know her impact on the beauty industry, and yet 4 days later, she posts a video reviewing that self-tanning brand. Is that a coincidence? Why is she reviewing this random tanning brand months and months and months after it came out, 4 days after I told her about my tanning brand and how this multi-million-dollar company was ripping me off? I know it's not a huge video that I just made to her, 5,000 views, 100 people tagging her in it. I'm gonna hope that it's not a sponsorship, that she doesn't have some personal relationship with the brand owners.
Now, like I said, this actually happened all the way back in October, and I actually had a whole video planned out ready to talk about this, and my opinion wasn't exactly against Mikayla. Since Mikayla never discloses properly, we don't know if her Bondi Sands video was sponsored, but if it was, she most likely would have signed a contract with Bondi Sands like weeks in advance. If it wasn't sponsored and she did the review all on her own, it is still possible that she didn't see Matthew's video or the tags because she does get tagged in a lot of stuff, and like he said, it only had about 100 tags. I was fully ready to put out my video talking about the situation, but then Matthew posted an update saying the issues he had with Mikayla were solved.
Mikayla DM'd me yesterday morning. She was super apologetic to me, explained that it was a complete freak coincidence. She had never seen my original video to her, which I completely believe, and had no clue, obviously, if she hadn't seen my video about what was happening between me and this other brand. The situation was not sponsored. She had genuinely just picked up this tanner to review and was super emphatic about never wanting to do anything to hurt a small business. I never thought Mikayla would do something to hurt a small business. Of course not. But being that this multi-million-dollar brand had contacted these smaller influencers whose organic reviews went viral about my product line, I thought, oh, maybe they saw me reaching out to Mikayla and were attempting yet again to try to squash me. Never did I think Mikayla owes me anything, and still, she owes me nothing. After DMing back and forth for a little while, Mikayla asked if she could have my phone number, and we talked for like half an hour. She could not have been more kind or gracious, but she explained, and I agree, everything happens for a reason, and she really wanted to take this opportunity to call me and learn about myself and the brand, which she didn't have to do.
And I ultimately decided not to post my video because it seemed like a nice ending to a story that sounded like a misunderstanding. Mikayla was commenting back to people saying that she was going to review it, and it felt like a really nice ending to an unfortunate situation. Mikayla said that she was still going to review his tanner, which was really nice of her, and people were awaiting that review because it is an interesting concept. Her fans wanted to know the tea, they wanted to know if it was worth the money, and they were excited to see her opinion. That was 3 months ago now, and so far, there has been no review. I actually forgot about this whole situation until Matthew made a video last night calling Mikayla out.
Mikayla's lies have cost me $10,000. Yes, I am $10,000 in debt because of her lies.
He started off the video by explaining how Bondi Sands came out with their tan after he released his, claimed that they were the first in the industry to release something like that, and how they were paying creators who already reviewed his brand to review theirs. So when he saw Mikayla do a video that felt like a sponsored review for Bondi after he asked if she could review his brand, he got really upset because it felt like Bondi was going after the creators that he was trying to work with.
So imagine my surprise when 4 days after I asked Mikayla if she would review my small business, she reviews the specific line from the multi-million-dollar company who was knocking me off. Now, keep in mind, when I asked her to review my product line and then she reviewed the competitor 4 days later, their line had been out for 6 months at this time. So I didn't believe it to be a coincidence. It's not that I was blaming her. I didn't think it was her fault. But I thought, wow, this company has already gone after the small influencers who blew up my brand and paid them. They must have seen my video to Mikayla and now paid her too.
Matt goes on to share the DM exchange between himself and Mikayla, where she tells him that she actually has his tan and she's planning on reviewing it.
Mikayla DM'd me the next morning and said it was an absolute coincidence. It would never be my intention to hurt a small business. She said, I think I actually have your tanner. Regardless, when I get home, I will make my purchase and try your tanner ASAP. Once she's home, she shows me that she has the product, as well as shits all over my competitor, but I'm not gonna blast that. And for a second, I really thought wow, maybe this misunderstanding is turning into a friendship. Well, in October, she told me she was posting it ASAP, and then 2 months passed by. I really just had grieved the idea and moved forward. I was like, damn, it's unfortunate that she really is the person that people say she is.
But months went by, no review happened, and Matt was going to let it go, but fans were actually still commenting on her video, asking her where the review was.
So one day when someone was in my live asking me where Mikayla's review was, I said, guys, just let it go. And then people started going to her page and commenting, where's the Illusion Bronze review? Mikayla texted me almost immediately, I don't know if you mentioned me or something somewhere, but I'm getting so many comments about trying the tanner and I'm actually using it this weekend. She says, I'll be posting a video about it tomorrow, December 7th.
So we're starting to see that she's kind of leading him on a bit. We know that he wanted this review, and of course, Mikayla doesn't owe anyone anything, but she now has told him multiple times that she was going to review it, got his hopes up, and then the review never happened. Well, since Mikayla once again said that she was going to review it tomorrow, Matthew decided that he needed to get prepared. He recalled a video that Mikayla did where she said she was going to stop reviewing small indie brands because it overwhelms them and they can't keep up with the large orders from her fans.
In the past, Mikayla made a video about how she doesn't review indie brands anymore because they can't keep up with the orders.
There's been a few instances where the indie brand cannot handle the capacity to fulfill all of those orders.
I was a long-term fan and follower, so I remembered that video, and the last thing that I wanted to do was embarrass myself, my business, or her.
So Matthew wanted to think ahead and be ready, and he decided to take out a loan from Shopify in order to make sure that he could fulfill all the orders that would come in after Mikayla's review.
Shopify had kept offering me a $10,000 loan. So when she told me, I'm reviewing this tomorrow, I was like, let me take that loan. The money gets deposited within 24 hours, and I spent all $10,000 on product. I honestly felt like that day was Christmas. I was so excited. I kept refreshing my TikTok feed.
So just like Mikayla told him how she was going to a wedding and she was going to be tanning with his tan and doing this review, we saw that wedding content, she had a tan, but it wasn't a good one. She never posted a review and instead told Matthew that she slept in the tan for 12 hours, which you're not supposed to do because it's a rapid tan.
And when she finally posted, she clearly had a tan on, but it was hideous. Talking beyond orange, and the hands were a mess. I genuinely didn't understand with how my product line works, how she could turn out looking like that. Still, I tried to find the least offensive photo of this tan I could find and texted her, you look beautiful. Here is my message below. I say I wish I could have given her tips and talked to her more about how long to leave it on for. When she and I were on the phone, Mikayla wanted to make sure that my tan was a rapid tan, which it is. You leave it on 1 hour for light, 2 hours for medium, 3 hours for dark. She told me she doesn't like using tans that you leave on for a long time. But she told me she left on mine for 12 hours, so I'm like, is that why it turned out so bad? Still, she tells me she loves it. If you're unaware of this, Mikayla usually posts in chronological order, so I'm like, if this is my tan, why didn't she post a review video? She said she was posting it today. Called my mom so upset. I'm like, Mom, when she posts this video, no one is gonna wanna buy my self-tanner. Like, how did it turn out this way? And then my mom said, Matt, with all the orders you've had, has anybody ever told you they look orange? Have you ever seen a photo of someone who looks orange after using Illusion Bronze? And I was like, no.
Now, he was still really confused because he knows his product doesn't turn people orange like that, and if Mikayla did use his tan, why didn't she post the review? He ended up coming to the conclusion that she most likely lied to him about using it and instead got a spray tan, and that's why she never posted a review.
And then I went back and I looked at her full body and I realized she got a spray tan. Not only did she lie when she said she was posting a review the next day, but she lied to me pretending she even used it at all. Like, why not just say I didn't get a chance to use it? Why are you saying I slept in it and I love it? Just say you didn't have time. So for the next 3 weeks, I'm stewing. I'm like, where's the review? $10,000 worth of product showed up at my house.
So freaking out over having this loan with all this product, he reaches out to Mikayla and he comes out and tells her everything. He says he took out a loan, he has all this product sitting on a shelf waiting for her review, and he pretty much asks when she's gonna be posting it.
Finally, I'm like, listen, she doesn't know how much money I spent, so let me just tell her the situation and that it's stressing me out, and I know she'll make it right. Pause if you want to read, but basically I tell her 3 weeks earlier I placed an order for $10,000 because I wanted to be prepared. And as someone who talks about their mental health so much, I wanted to let her know that I was really stressed out about this, and if she could find the energy to do a New Year's Eve tan, I would really appreciate it. Oh my God, well the good news is you'll have the stock when the video is posted. She told me she didn't have time to make a review when she originally used the product, even though I now know she didn't use the product at all.
But once again, she never ended up reviewing it.
Well, she did find the time to do a New Year's Eve tan.
Now I'm gonna do my base. I am gonna match my self-tanner.
But for some reason, she chose not to review mine in that moment, even knowing there was $10,000 worth of product sitting in my home. Now it's the second week of January, 2 weeks since I've told her about this, and she's gotten another spray tan. So she said she was posting it ASAP in October. The first week of December, she said, I'm posting the review tomorrow. 2 weeks ago, I told her because she said that, I ordered $10,000 worth of product. And she's had 2 tans since then, and not once did it cross her mind, hey, I really should post that review. This guy has all this product sitting in his house because of what I said to him. I'm telling you guys this now because last night people were commenting on her videos saying, I support Matthew's small business, review Illusion Bronze. She responded no, she responded shut up, and she started blocking people. I've got 10K worth of product in my home, so if you'd like to start out your new year with the only custom tan, please visit Illusion Bronze. And if you're not somebody who uses self-tanner or can't afford it, please follow me. That's the biggest thing that you can do to help. We need to be helping each other in 2024, not just ourselves.
So, wow, there's a lot going on here, and I have a few opinions. When the situation first happened, my opinion was Mikayla has no obligation to review his product, she probably didn't even see his video, and no one can pressure her into doing a review of something that she doesn't want to review. I think Matthew also had the same opinion. He ended up realizing that Mikayla probably didn't see his video, he knew that she had no obligation to review it, and she told him that it was just a coincidence that she posted a Bondi Sands review days after he asked her if he could send her some product. If the situation stopped there wouldn't be anything bad to say about Mikayla. Where she went wrong was telling him time and time again that she would review it, getting his hopes up. It's no secret that despite Mikayla's history with lying and being deceptive with her reviews, she does have a lot of pull in the beauty community on TikTok, and a positive review from her could be life-changing for a small brand. It is really crappy of her to keep leading him on and getting his hopes up about this big review happening when she should have just been honest and either said, no, I don't want to review it, or maybe she reviewed it and didn't like it, or maybe she wanted some money for it. I think that's where Mikayla is in the wrong here. But what I don't think is her fault is him taking out that $10,000 loan. taking out a loan that big when Mikayla had already been putting off this review time and time again is really risky. I know that he just wanted to be prepared since she kept telling him this review was coming the next day and the next day, and Mikayla is so wrong for that. But taking a loan out and buying tons of product is a huge risk, especially with Mikayla's track record, and I'm sure he knows that now. What is mind-blowing to me is the fact that Mikayla still didn't post her review even after he was honest with her and told her about the stress that he was having over this loan. For her to go on to mention a tan in her New Year's video after he asked if she could do a New Year's tan video kind of felt intentional, like she was trying to rub it in that he had this loan and that she had all the power right now.
I just wanted to get a head stat in the eyes. Now I'm gonna do my base. I am gonna match my self-tanner.
Tons of people have been going over to Mikayla's latest video, leaving comments telling her to review his tan, and once again, she replied to a comment and said that she will, but people aren't buying it. Now, so far, Matthew has been getting a ton of support for his brand since releasing this video on Mikayla, so much so that he says he no longer wants her to review it. One person said, "At Mikayla, feel like you owe more than just a review on his product more than anything. This was completely wrong of you to do." And Matthew responded and said, "I don't want a review from her anymore. I'm just hoping this video will help me get some of the money back." I expected Mikayla not to respond, just like how she didn't respond last year to Lashgate, but she made a statement. She explained her side of things. She said that she doesn't tan that often, and the one time she used his tan before attending that event, she had to leave and didn't have enough time to make a video. She also denied ever getting a spray tan, saying that she had a filter on that adds contrast, and that's why her skin looked a bit orange. It was his tan, she just had a filter on.
I really like Matthew. Matthew's a really nice guy. I've had good conversations with him. But I find it really unfortunate that he decided to take this issue to TikTok and fabricate a lie in order to prove a point. Am I entirely wrong that I didn't review the tanner when I said I would? Yes. Did I mention to him that I didn't get to it? Yes. But still, nonetheless, I should have reviewed the tanner sooner. But to fabricate a lie that when I told him I used his tanner, he says I lied to him and used a spray tan. I've never gotten a spray tan in my life. I'd like to brief with that. Second of all, the reason that the tan appeared orange is the same reason I look kind of like really warm and orangey right now. The video has color grading on it. So if I take the color grading off of my video, let me show you what I look like. And this was just in a video of me showing my outfit. So if I did a video using the tanner, it wouldn't have color grading on it, but it was just a random video. So let me take the color grading off and show you what I actually look like. This is with the color grading off. Totally different. And yes, I have this tanner on, and I'm not orange at all. And I've never gotten a spray tan, and I didn't lie. Again, I am completely in the wrong because I should not have told Matthew, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, when tomorrow came and I couldn't do it. And I did tell him I wasn't able to get to it because I was in a rush. But I was going to get to it. I always get to it. It just sometimes takes a bit. Anyways, he messages me again around, New Year's and lets me know that he had purchased 10,000 units or $10,000 worth of tanner, which I did not advise him to do that. That is a business decision that he made. Fact of the matter is, I didn't get to it yet. That's it. If you look at my track record of tanner videos, making a tanner video is different than me sitting at my beauty desk. I do them like once or twice a year, and I don't tan often at all. Last year I tanned maybe 3-4 times. So I know that like 4 months has gone by since I said I would do the review, but I just don't tan a lot, and I don't make tanning videos a lot. He cannot rely on me for the success of his brand. He just can't. I don't know what to do in this situation, but I am sorry.
I think her response was pretty good. I still think she was in the wrong for telling him that the review was coming and getting his hopes up like that, but at the end of the day, his decision to take out a $10,000 loan was his decision. Mikayla never told him to do that. Every day, some people take chances that are risky when it comes to business, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Unfortunately, they didn't have a contract, he wasn't paying her, and she was well within her right of not posting it. She should have posted it since she told him that she would. She shouldn't have made him wait that long when she gave him a time frame, and I'm sure if there was a check involved, she would have had it up instantly. But there wasn't one, and once again, she was under no real obligation to review it. Matthew ended up responding to Mikayla's response, and he wasn't exactly thrilled with what she had to say to him. There were some points she made that he could see her side of, but ultimately, he had the opinion that she should have stuck to her word.
The day before yesterday, my followers were commenting on one of Mikayla's videos about her reviewing Illusion Bronze. And Mikayla made the decision to respond to them and say things like no and shut up, and proceeded to block a lot of people that are following me. That really triggered me because 2 weeks ago was when I told Mikayla that I had spent $10,000 on product. No, Mikayla did not tell me to spend $10,000 on product, but her knowing that I had just spent all that money on product, why is she responding to people in her comment section saying things like no and shut up and blocking them? So Mikayla, that is why I posted that video. Mikayla is saying that she didn't get a spray tan. I'm not gonna double down. If I'm wrong, and I apologize for that.
I was going to get to it. I always get to it. It just sometimes takes a bit.
I just want to clarify again, when she told me she was posting it tomorrow, she did not the next day tell me, oh, I'm so sorry, I was so busy, I didn't get to it. She didn't tell me that until 3 weeks later when I contacted her and said, hey, you said you were posting this the next day, I bought all this product. Then she said, oh, I'm sorry, I was too busy, I didn't get to it.
$10,000 worth of Tana, which I did not advise him to do that. That is a business decision that he made.
Mikayla did not advise me to do that, and I 100% did that on my own, and here is why.
I used to review indie brands all the time. When I was making those indie brand review videos, 90 to 100% of the time, the product would sell out. There's been a few instances where the indie brand cannot handle the capacity to fulfill all of those orders. There have been cases where I sold out a product and the brand got greedy and put the product back in stock, but it wasn't back in stock, and people ordered it and then waited months to receive it because this indie brand was dishonest.
Does that video explain to you guys at all when she texted me on her own, out of the blue, hey, I'm posting a review tomorrow, that I would go and purchase a lot of product? I will say almost no one in my comment section was defending Mikayla, but the 2 or 3 people said the exact same thing, which she regurgitated. He can't rely on her for the success of his business. My business did very well last year, long before Mikayla. I was not relying on her for the sole success of my business that I've worked on for 6 or 7 years. This is just about when you say you're gonna do something, just do it. I think it's called integrity.
Hopefully this is a learning lesson for the both of them. If you tell someone you're going to review something, review it or don't give out false hope. And also, if you don't have something in writing, don't make huge financial decisions that could easily backfire on you. It's an unfortunate situation, and hopefully Matthew makes his money back in sales from all of this. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.